presentation, 7 ways why pathway enlightenment destroys answers and solution blockages. The sovereign spirit definition for pathway is: a pathway is a living current of inner veracity, never a route to external validation. It flows from soul source clarity, never from inherited maps. And most of what we have in our subconscious is inherited from the womb to 5 years old. But we really live off of cognitive recollections, emotional snapshots, uh, soul tattoos, and whatever we ingrained in there. It's never about arriving, it's about awakening. Every step is a glide of resonance, never rules. A pathway is an intuitive motion, the unfolding of insight through presence, rising out of performance. It honors your unique rhythm and trailblazer talents, opens a canny candor to sense beyond logic, as inspiration and imagination leads. Innovation hearkens, illuminating your beaches of bountiful leisure and fun. See, that's something the world has never really been in, introduced to as leisure and fun. Anyway, in my life, it hasn't. We always think leisure and fun, we're doing something wrong, but how many times do you see somebody sitting there doing something and they talk about what they got to do? They can't just enjoy the present moment and the scenery they're enjoying. A pathway is a sovereign expansion, a space where spirit designs nowality from essence, destroying the ego. It dissolves the need to chase answers, replaces it with prowess to innovate, innate wisdom, inspiration, clarity from within, rising out of looking for solutions, embellishing inner joy of liberation. The sovereign spirit definition for enlightenment. As enlightenment is an inner light, entices mint. Mint, you see the thing about using enlightenment and the mint, you can smell the healthy, wealthy sweetness of your health, but it sweetens your money flow and your innovation. Taste the sumptuous splendor of your life, opens your savvy senses of touching, liberating fun, hearkens free flowing serendipitous sapience to rise, shine, and energize your life. As you awaken to this, you get to rise, shine, and energize your way of life. The sovereign spirit definition of pathway enlightenment. Pathway enlightenment is the intuitive unfolding of veracity. Veracity is never lying to yourself. Through presence, rising out of performance. It's an art of sensing your way forward, guided through resonance rather than rules. It honors your inner compass over external maps, allowing your spirit to lead with clarity, curiosity, and calm. Pathway enlightenment is a liberation from inherited mindsets and emotional snapshots. And most of our mindsets are stuck in our childhood, and they're all about being right rather than have the fluidity of forthright foresight to light the pathway of enlightenment. It dissolves the need to chase answers or fix problems. Instead, it invites you to walk with awareness, listening to your daily life, to write your soul story, and rise into your trailblazer talents with ease and elegance. Pathway enlightenment is a sovereign expansion, the flow state of imagination, innovation, and inspiration. And it's far and away from a destination. It's a living frequency of your trails of triumph. As spirit space is where you spirit designs nowality from intuition, dissolving imitation, where every step is a signal and every moment is a masterpiece in motion of your electromotive foresight to light your light of life. As nowality is the embodied presence of your awakened sovereign valor, where time dissolves, intuition leads, and every moment becomes a portal to vibrant veracity, clarity, and innovative expansion. It's where your trailblazer talent lives, never in knowing, but in observing and witnessing everything going on, dissolving control. Yet in innovation, it's a space where your spirit designs your nowality from essence, never ego. Now, as I unknowingly inherited, I was taught to chase answers like gold, worship solution like gods. Yet my vibrant veracity realized and admit solutions and answers are silent saboteurs, polished dead ends that sedate our curiosity and shrink our imagination. Answers offer closure, never clarity. Pathways of autonomous expansion show you a better way because life is never ending. And once you have an answer, you think that answer, we have an embedded mindset that that answer is good forever. Wisdom, insight, clarity, everything that rises you out of that situation is like a tomahawk missile. It's only good for one shot. From then on, it becomes a fresh pathway for you to open up your enlightenment to sweeten your life. Solutions offer control, disallowing communication, connection, contours, and collaboration while destroying your colorful curiosity. As, as, as they freeze the flow of intuition and trap us in yesterday's mindset, looping through recycled logic, emotional snapshots that no longer serve our evolution. Pathway enlightenment is a radical illumination of your trails of triumph over your blockages, barriers, chauffeuring you effortlessly down to your seashores of stunning bliss and bountiful leisure, instantly rising out of seeking to fix your life. It seeks to feel and embody the gallant gutsiness of your gamer's gumptions, to stop chasing certainty, to calmly channel resonance. Suddenly dissolves a rigid architect of thinking and knowing, to instantly rise out of it with forthright foresight of sensing your sovereign valor as you stroll on your pathway enlightenment, as you suddenly thrive and arrive, awaken your thrill skills to rise out of solving problems to instantly energetically evolving of endeavoring verve to never swerve into the self-sabotage within you. This is why enlightenment destroys the illusions of answers and the addiction to solution. It liberates your trailblazer talent, activates your intuitive innovation, invites your imagination to leave, rising out of a destination to realize it's a frequency of your easy street foresight. And once you tune in, life stops being a problem to solve, becomes a masterpiece of your fashion designer's daredevilry. Why thinking, knowing everything I learned, knowledge, and thoughts, keep searching for answers and solutions through ancestor programming, viewpoints, beliefs, opinions, um, and yesterday's programming. I'm trying to keep as you keep reliving yesterday, being afraid of today. Knowledge becomes a loop when it's inherited. Fearing integrating my spirit prowess and my innovative wizardry keeps me stuck in yesterday. As thoughts are built on ancestral programming, beliefs, opinions, and survival logic from generations past, they never evolve, they repeat. You keep searching for answers because the mind is trained to seek safety, never a visionary veracity. As safety is rooted in yesterday's mindsets, keeps you reliving the past and resisting the here and now wow within yourself. Knowing everything blocks sensing, anything. The illusion of already know that shuts down curiosity, intuition, and innovation. It replaces listening with defending everything you know and the presence with performance. You chase solutions because you're trying to fix what you haven't felt. Authentic liberation begins when you stop thinking and start sensing, when you trade certainty for your canonized clarity. Inherited viewpoints fear the unknown as your spirit thrives in the unknown, unrehearsed, uneducated of your life. Ancestral programming was built for survival, never expansion. It fears change, mistrusts spontaneity, and clings to control and manipulation. That's why it keeps you afraid of today, because today is unpredictable as your trailblazer talent lives in the unpredictable, uneducated, and unrehearsed elegance of life. As you release inherited thought, you rise into sovereign innovation, never scripted by repetition. See, that's one thing about thinking, knowing, and uh, thought, answers and solutions. You're living in scripted repetition. Sovereign spirit energy unleashed my pathway of enlightenment. Pathway enlightenment is the intuitive unfolding of veracity through presence, rising out of performance. It's the art of sensing your way forward, gliding you through life with a resonance rather than the rules of other people. It honors your inner compass over external maps. You're allowing your spirit to lead with clarity, conviction, and contours. Feeling your curiosity and calm flow through your veins of fame and arteries of artistic agility. Pathway enlightenment is liberation from inherited mindsets and emotional snapshots. It dissolves the need to chase answers or fix problems. Instead, it invites you to stroll with awareness, write your soul's nowography, and rise into your trailblazer talents with ease and elegance. Pathway enlightenment is sovereign expansion, the flowing energy of imagination, innovation, and inspiration. It's never a destination, it's a living frequency of easy living, chauffeurs you through life with ease. A space where your spirit designs novelty from intuition, never imitation. Where every step is a signal, every moment is a masterpiece in motion for you to enjoy your life. Why pathway enlightenment destroys answers and solutions blockages. Answers are static, enlightenment is kinetic. Answers freeze the moment they declare done, even when the soul is still stirring. Pathway enlightenment moves with you. It evolves, adapts, and listens, and hearkens the wisdom. It never seeks to conclude. It's always seeking to expand the grandeur within you. That's why it shatters the illusion of finality and opens the door to continuous awakening, coloring your contours of your life with wisdom, insight, and clarity. Solutions sedate intuition. Enlightenment ignites free flowing energy. Solutions are often heavy and soul logic heavy and soul light. They override inner signals with external formulas. Enlightenment flips the script. It tunes you into resonance, never the rule. It trusts your inner compass over inherited maps. That's how it destroys the blockages within you, opening intuition to be the architect of your innovation. Answers defend identity. Enlightenment dissolves inept identities. We use answers to protect who we think we are, as enlightenment is never interested in ego preservation. It's here for soul liberation. It dissolves outdated emotional snapshots and inherited mindsets, creating space for an imagination, inspiration, autonomous expansion, energizing, animated clarity that is the prowess of your here and now. Wow. Wisdom opens wondering. Why soul searching for answers and solution shuts off listening, intuition, imagination, innovation, inspiration, and trailblazer talents. Answers silence the signal. They reward reaction, destroying resonance. When we chase answers, we often react into discomfort, uncertainty, or pressure to perform. This reactive mindset drowns out the subtle signals of intuition and imagination and your trend setting talents. Instead of listening inward, we reach out and hear the world for validation. As intuition never shouts, it whispers. And those whispers are where your trailblazer talents begins to express your revolutionary foresight to light your light of life. Solutions shrink the space. Imagination is innovation that roams through you and through the world for you to hearken the fashion designer daredevilry that floats through the universe's airways. Solutions are designed to close gaps, never optimize scenarios of success. They they compress complexity into formulas, leaving little room for creative expansion. Imagination thrives in ambiguity, in the spacious of what if, or what's out there for me to expand my life. When we default to solving, we bypass the fertile foresight of the unknown. That very space is where innovation and inspiration are born and color your world with curiosity, wealth, health, and success. The search for certainty blocks the flow of originality. The more we seek to know, the less we allow ourselves to innovate. Trailblazer talent is never built on certainty, it's built on sensing and hearkening the wisdom in the airways. Experimenting and daring to be different and defiantly different. Searching for answers locks us into yesterday's logic. That is a true. Searching for answers locks us into yesterday's logic. Listening unlocks tomorrow's genius to hearken our true innovative talents. To rise, we must stop solving, start sensing the intuition and innovative prowess within ourselves. While answer solutions are unrealized boundaries and stop intuition, imagination, and fresh accomplished outcome. Answers create closure. Intuition thrives on openness and a ceaseless, candid celebrations within us. When we cling to answers, we close the door on deeper inquiry. The mind settles as but installs the soul out in yesterday. Intuition never operates in certainty. It dances in curiosity, colors your world with your fashion designer daredevilry. Real breakthroughs rise out of knowing, rise you out of knowing, yet noticing, observing, and witnessing the wisdom, insight, and colorful celebrations of your life. The moment we declare no, we stop listening to what's still unfolding. Solutions often recycle old logic. Imagination requires disruption and eruption. Most solutions are built on yesterday's frameworks. They solve problems using the same thinking, knowing that created them. Look at the world today. We're trying to get out of the situations we're in with the same thinking, knowing, knowledge, and the way we've always done things. But there's a lot more to that. Imagination, however, requires breaks the loop as a maverick question is a fresh lens and a bold pause open up your inner Santa Claus to show you your gifts. Without disrupting the default, we never access the visionary clarity waiting beyond the familiar uncertainty. Answers seek control. Fresh outcomes require surrender to the imagination, innovation, inspiration within you. We chase answers to feel safe, to predict, to control. Yet accomplished outcomes are the ones that feel aligned, expansive, and alive, thriving, unleashing your thrill skills to hearken the wisdom, insight, and clarity for your desired accomplished outcomes. As you emerge from surrender, listening and trusting the unknown, unrehearsed, and uneducated airways of the world, we release the need to solve and instantly evolve. That's where the real magic lives, is in the instant evolutions. What pathway enlightenment destroys overthinking, blame, shame, stress, and guilt, yesterday's programming. It replaces overthinking with inner sensing, clarity without the mental clutter. Overthinking is the mind's attempt to control what the soul already understands and embodies. Pathway enlightenment bypasses the mental maze and tunes you into the intuitive resonance. It dissolves the need to analyze, fix, or prove. Instead, it invites you to feel, notice the flow of foresight, lionizing optimism, wandering through life with a colorful curiosity. That's the way stress loses its grip, never through solving, but through sensing your own inner surrender and sovereign savvy. It exposes blame, shame, and guilt as inherited emotional echoes, never personal truths. These emotional patterns are often hand me down from ancestral survival programming and outdated social scripts. And that's one thing. Pathways of enlightenment dissolve social obedience. Pathways of enlightenment brings them into the light, never to judge them, but to dissolve them and rise from the wisdom within them to enjoy your daily life. It reminds you that your worth is never up for debate. It's encoded in your elegant essence. Liberation begins when you stop carrying what was never yours. And that's everything basically in life. We inherited it and then we took it. It liberates you from yesterday's programming by anchoring you in sovereign present. Yesterday's beliefs were built for a version of you that stopped existing a long, long time ago. Pathway enlightenment invites you to meet the moment as it's never through the lens of the past, but through the lens of clarity now. In this space, you never react from memory, you respond from mastery. That's where your true expansion begins, wins, and you will get to enjoy the life. While the world is stuck in answers and solutions, reliving today through yesterday's knowledge. Answers reward repetition, being afraid of revelations. The world celebrates those who know, never those who question. Questions create a culture of, of recycled expertise when old frameworks are repackaged as new wisdom. As answers are static, they never evolve. They anchor us in what worked yesterday, while the present moment demands fresh insight, adaptive imagination, innovation, and intuition to dissolve the limitations of yesterday. Solutions chase control, being scared of clarity. Most solutions are designed to fix, never to feel the insight, to light the light of here and now. They're built to manage outcomes, never to explore possibilities. In doing so, they suppress intuition and innovation, and replacing your inner guidance with external formulas. How much of us do we use the education, which is an outside source, to live our life today, and and negate the inner guidance of our own geniusness? The result: a society that proves problems doesn't understand using tools isn't is tools it hasn't questioned. And see, if you let go of using tools and using wisdom, you're never stuck in the boundaries and what holds you back. Knowledge defends identity, questions dissolve boundaries and limitation. Accumulated knowledge often becomes armor for the ego. We use it as we use it to prove, protect, and perform today, staying in yesterday. But real growth requires surrendering to our own talents. The willingness to never know. The world resists this because it fears uncertainty. How's the world still uncertain, but we still try to stay there? Yet it's the unknown where the original thinking and visionary clarity and autonomous expansion instantly begin. Why is the world stuck in answer solutions that are manipulated by yesterday's mindsets, knowledge, and emotional snapshots? Answers preserve identity as identity destroys evolution. Most people cling to answers because they validate who they think they are. You'll never think of who you are. You'll think of what your ego tells you who you are. As identity built on yesterday's knowledge becomes a cage, it resists change, defends old logic, and filters out anything that threatens comfort. True growth requires dissolving the need to be right and embracing the fluidity of foresight, of rising to who you desire, of your accomplished outcomes. The world stays stuck because it confuses stability with wisdom, and wisdom is never static. Solutions recycle logic, as logic is afraid to liberate emotion and destroy emotional snapshots. Solutions are often engineered from past frameworks, ignoring the emotional undercurrents that created the problem. Emotional snapshots, they those frozen moments of fear, shame, or pride silently shape decisions. When you solve without feeling, we repeat without healing or liberation. The world keeps looping because it treats system with strategy instead of listening to the soul signal beneath the surface of all the calamities of today to open up your trend setting talents. Yesterday's mindset rewards performance, dissolving the here and now presence of who you are. We've been taught to perform answers, never listen for veracity. The mindset values speed over depth, certainty over curiosity, and repetition over resonance. It's why innovation feels rare and authenticity feels risky. The world is stuck because it's addicted to knowing and thinking and allergic to never knowing. As it's the unknowing that imagination awakens, intuition expresses, fresh pathways emerge. My pathways and awakening hearkens my free flowing intuition, inspiration, imagination, energizes my trailblazer talents to rise, shine, energize, expanding through life with ease. Pathways invite presence, rising out of performance. Unlike rigid solutions, pathways are fluid. They never demand perfection or predictability, embellishing my athletic imperfections that rise, shine, and energize my day. They invite you to walk with awareness, attuned to your own rhythm of rock and roll songs of your sovereign surrender you hearken in your daily life. This presence awakens your intuitive wizardry, the kind that doesn't chase outcomes but senses directions. When you follow a pathway, you stop reacting and start resonating, allowing your trailblazer talents to move with grace and clarity. Awakenings dissolve inherited limitations. Every awakening is a soft rebellion against yesterday's mindset. Every awakening is a rebellion against yesterday's mindset. It shatters emotional snapshots and inherited beliefs that once defined your limitations and your way of life. And as you replace, you discover fresh inspiration, imagination, innovation. These adventurous awakenings rise you out of change your thoughts, change your life, and calibrate your frequencies of freedom, foresight, and innovation. You begin to innovate from intuition, dissolving imitations. As your expansion becomes effortless, you rise, shine, and feel the divine within you. Intuition flows where control fades. The world teaches us to chase answers, yet your inner genius thrives in the unknown, unrehearsed, and uneducated strolls through life. Pathways and awakenings dissolve control. They offer and show you connection, communication, contours, and collaboration with your dreams and your life. They tune you into the subtle clues of your soul whispers and visionary sparks. That's where your trailblazer talent lives, thrives, and unleashes its thorough skills to rise out of knowing, yet to sense. When you trust the flow of your free flowing energies, life becomes a canvas for you to color and sculpt with ease, elegance, and sovereign expansion. Why pathway enlightenment awakens energetic liberation, energized listening, maverick questions, autonomous expansion, politically incorrect inspiration, cowboy wisdom, outlaw optimism, core calm, free flowing energy, revolutionary revelation, rise you to your here and now. Wow. It dissolves inherited programming, activates sovereign sensing. Pathway enlightenment bypasses ancestral beliefs, viewpoints, and opinions, survival mode conditioning, and comfort zone logic. It tunes you into your own frequencies of foresight and forthright fortitude, where intuition leads, dissolving fear. That's where energetic liberation begins, is in sensing, never solving. It awakens energized listening, the kind that hearkens what thought can't never understand. This is passive hearing. It's soul deep listening that catches subtle signals, emotional veracity, and intuitive nudges of natural talents. It's how you decode your own wisdom and stop outsourcing for your clarity. It provokes maverick questions that disrupt the status quo. Whoa. Pathway enlightenment never asks what's the answer. It asks what's real and now for me to expand through life. These questions are never safe or polite. They're politically incorrect, soul accurate, and designed to liberate your mind and you, from whatever you inherit and from your inherited scripts. It fuels autonomous expansion, never program performance. As you stop chasing approval and instantly innovate from your essence, expansion becomes effortless because it stops being about proving to being about expressing your revolutionary revelation. You rise into your own rhythm of your rock and roll stroll, rising out of someone else's roadmap. It channels cowboy wisdom and outlaw optimism. This is wisdom that rides wild and innovates sideways. It's never afraid to challenge norms, break molds, or laugh at limitations. It's about optimism rooted in veracity, never toxic positivity. The kind that seeks possibility even in a paradox. It anchors you in your core calm and free flowing energy. Pathway enlightenment never rushes, it resonates. It grounds you in presence while keeping your energy fluid, innovative, and alive, thriving in your thrill skills. You become the calm in your own storm. The clarity is your own chaos. How do you like that? Your clarity is your own chaos, celebrating harmonious, adventurous optimism, streaming your inspirational images of your inspiration. It delivers revolutionary revelations, rises you on to your here and now. Wow. These are never surface insights, they're soul downloads. They never just shift, they never shift your mindset, they rise you out of it. And as they now wire your nowality, you stop reliving yesterday and start designing today with your fashion designer's foresight, sovereign spontaneity, and trailblazer clarity. Why Pathway Enlightenment liberates me. It frees you from inherited programming, emotional autopilot. Pathway Enlightenment dissolves the unconscious loops of ancestral beliefs, survival mode condition, and comfort zone thinking. It's never about it rising. It's never about the challenge. What you've been taught invites you to now write your here and now wow in your own nowography. You stop reacting from memory and start responding from mastery, claiming your southern rhythm of your own songs of stunning splendor and success. It awakens intuitive clarity and maverick creativity. Instead of chasing answers, you're sensing the direction of your accomplished outcomes. Pathway Enlightenment tunes you into your inner signals, the subtle soul source of veracity that logic often misses. This clarity fuels your imagination, activates your trailblazer talent, and liberates you to innovate from your presence, destroying your ego. As it as it innovates and liberates your presence into a portal of expansion, you stop performing and flow with the glow of your genuine love, optimistic wisdom. Pathway Enlightenment anchors you in the here and now, rising you to understand never to manage the moment, but as the masterpiece you embody to control, to innovate your life. In this space, inspiration is never summoned. It's streamed through your veins of fame, artistic agility, calming the earth's airways for everybody to hearken your inspiration. You rise into the here and now wow through by authentic agility, alignment with your pathway, alignment, why pathway enlightenment awakens your venturer's veracity, adventurer's audacity, and movie maker magic. It liberates your inner director, scripting life from soul, never survival. Pathway enlightenment dissolves inherited narratives and emotional snapshots that kept your creativity imprisoned and boxed in within you. It hands you the camera, the pen, and the prowess to produce your storyline of your breathline brilliance. You stop reacting to scenes written by others and start directing from your movie director essence, bold visionary and unscripted prowess as you color your world your way. It activates venture's veracity, the fierce clarity to explore without apology. This is never passive wondering, it's sovereign exploration fueled by intuitive precision of your innate talents. Pathway enlightenment sharpens your inner compass, gliding you through the unknowns with confidence, curiosity, and core calm, with a balmy brilliance that illuminates your pathways. You never just take steps, you blaze trails of triumph. It ignites adventurer's audacity, the courage to rebelliously rise beyond convention, Well, thinking and knowing as your enlightenment rises you out of permission, invites you to leap, question, and imagine your desired lifestyle here and now. You stop chasing answers and start crafting novelties. That's where your movie maker magic arrives, thrives, and unleashes your thrill skills in a spontaneous, sovereign way. Spark enterprising your here and now, wow, into masterpieces now and forevermore. And all this is it takes the thinking and it really shuts off the emotional snapshots, it's soul tattoos, um, nervous system. It opens you up to listen and hearken from the airwaves of your own autonomous agility, acumen, abilities, and audacity. I am Robert Wilson, and I want to thank you, and may you enjoy your evening.